What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers,
My name's Dabby Cabin. This is the first ever NCAA.
Say hey, everyone. Welcome into another edition of Say Hey.
We are back. UFC Paris, as they say.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? We're back at it here. A little Valero. We're leaving San Antonio, but guys, we're teeing right back off at San Antonio. What's going on, Connor? Everyone in the chat, how are we doing today? It's a Tuesday, a little late, but we made it in one piece, a little delay from the airport, so we could have maybe done this a little earlier, but here we are. Connor, how you doing, my man?
I'm ready to roll, my guy. I'm fresh, ready to go after the good weekend in San Antonio, and let's get to this Valero. You want to talk about the match play real quick, though? Yeah,
it was a good time up north of us there in Austin. I don't know if I didn't fare too good. I actually took a little live shot there, a little too tipsy to probably play it out on Twitter, but plus 600 I had Connor on Young, and Sam Burns, just gangster Burns here. He was just able to just crush it, man.
He was locked and cocked, as I like to say. Well, I caught a couple of the groups. I wish it would have went better. At least like Kuchar got it, so I took a little a hit there. So we're back to our normal betting situation, but once a year, it's good. And Burns, God, man, what show's on him?
Can't hit them all. Can't hit them all, right?
Yeah.
Can't hit them all. But yeah, this week, guys, we're staying in Texas, and it's the Valero. Shout out to the Valero Open. This is like the third longest PGA Tour event on the circuit. So it's the TPC Oaks course at TPC San Antonio. Shout out to everyone in San Antonio there. Maybe they can if they get there, Vic or anyone else. But yeah, this is the last chance. Excuse me. And if you want to make the Masters, Connor, so this is a big chance for kind of the lower names, in my opinion, in this event, Connor. Like Hatton and Matsuyama. Matsuyama's got like a neck/back injury. I heard he played through it. That's why he just didn't even win an event. I think he just really kind of suffered in that match play. So he's got a neck/back injury. So I'm not looking at Matsuyama. And Hatton, he had a wrist injury. He's another guy that just faded, and I had him to go win his group, and even on an outright, I believe. So he's taking painkillers. Did a little deep dive today to see how he feels. We'll find out Wednesday. But both Hatton and Matsuyama, I wouldn't be surprised if both of them maybe didn't even make the cut here in this event. Some more golfers here, guys, that are going to be playing at the Masters. That's going to be Connors, Hatton, Matsuyama, Molinari, Siwoo Kim, Champ, Kirk, Noren, and Straka are all going to be at this event. And all the golfers I have here, guys, coming up are not in this event, Connor. So if they win this one, they have a great reason to win. As you can say, it's a cheaper event. I believe the purse is about $8 million, same as it's going to be at the Canadian Open. Just one of these lower tier events. It's too bad because we got the Valero Open right here. Got this shirt down there when we were there last year. It's a great event. The course conditions too should be fine, Connor. It's going to be sunny. Only 14-mile-an-hour winds starting Thursday, and then they should kind of die out. So conditions shouldn't be too bad. I think they were a lot worse last year. I think the winds were in the 20s, if I'm not wrong there. But shout out to my bookie and Bet Online, guys. Check them out. Pub Sports Radio promo codes. And looking forward to see if we can get another one here, Connor. I'm 5 for 12. Really hot January, hot February, kind of cooled off here in March. So this is March/April. And I got a good feel for this card, Connor. You want to get right into it, brother?
Let's get right into it. We will. Hey, it's golf, to win outrights, every year. If you catch a few, it's solid. So there's no shame in that, bro. Come on.
High expectations.
Yeah, I know, but maybe.
But yeah, I hear you, brother. Past winners, JJ Spawn. That's who won it last year at this event. Took it down -13, 150 to 1, Connor. 150 to 1 on Mr. Spawn. Year before that was Jordan Spieth, -18, 12 to 1. And then the year before that was Corey Connors when he just came out of the Corn Ferry 2019, 200 to 1, Connor. So dogs can win, I have here in exclamation marks. So we have some dogs here. Our card starts at least, you'll see it here in a bit here, guys. It's an exciting card because I completely capped the golfers, Connor, and then was just kind of surprised to see the odds. Some of the favorites here we'll go over, but I'm not too high on them. But Ricky Fowler, that's one golfer you're going to want to keep a close eye on. That's why his number, Connor, I'm seeing here at one of the books, 19 to 1 on Ricky Fowler. So that's interesting because if he wins this event, he's in the Masters. But it's kind of like a storybook ending for the guy. But I don't think he's going to win this one, Connor. Fowler, but very interesting for Fowler. Some course overview, some course stats you guys are going to want to look at for the Valero Open. It's the top 5 toughest, Connor, accuracy and greens and regulation on tour. So trying to hit the fairways and hitting the greens are very tough. The greens are elevated. It's a Pete Dye design, I believe, and Greg Norman. Sorry, I'm stuttering there, guys. A little too much coffee going on. But yeah, top 5 toughest driving accuracy and greens and regulation. So you have to be really strong. Total driving will go over greens and regulation from the rough, just because of how tough it is to hit the fairway. And this is really surprising, Connor. Get this, birdie or better is higher from the rough than it is the fairway. Is that not surprising?
Yeah, a little bit here. That is surprising.
Yeah, the rough is not that tough to get out of here. So we'll have some stats here, guys, going over the fairway rough and being in the fairway and being in the rough from about 150 to 200, because this is a long golf course. I didn't go over how long it was. Par 72, 7,400, I believe 38. So it's on the longer side. Sorry, guys, I didn't even go over the scorecard here. I usually go over the scorecard, Connor. The par fives, the par fives, bro, 602, 604, 591, and 567. So they're definitely play tough too. They're the 3rd toughest par 5s on tour to score on. And also the sand saves, the amount of bunkers, Connor, I'm going over here on all the hole locations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'd say about 80% to 90% of these greens are going to have a lot of bunkers surrounding it with not much water. So sand save percentage is another very tough. It's the 4th toughest on tour. So you're going to want to be really strong out of the sand. I'll go over some sand numbers as well for you guys. Because I've seen Tony Fino actually just kind of skull one right out of the bunker from about 25 out. But Tony Fino is a much better bunker player than that would show. You know what I'm saying? It's just very tough, very tough, right?
Wait, real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Quick before you keep going though. Who are the guys last year that stood out that are in this field? You know, like Finau, he's not in this, right? This year. Who are some of the guys though?
There some golfers. Well, when I was there, actually, it's funny. This guy's actually going to be in my pack here. I'll go over him really shortly here. You don't have to bring up the graphic there, Vic. But Joseph Bramlett, he actually caught my eye there. He may not have finished too well, but the amount of bomb and gouge this guy has, Connor, he actually is like his ball came right up to me. Funny enough, had a great chip shot in. But Joseph Bramlett is kind of like a sneaky name. He's been playing much better this year as well. We'll get into Joseph Bramlett, but that's a golfer. I looked at also Charlie Hoffman. I got some actually stats here for you, Connor.
Chuck likes this course for sure.
He loves it here. Matsuyama, Putnam, Riley, Griot, Glover, Hoffman, Mullinax, Straka, and Merritt are all shots gained last 5 years at Valero. Those are the top players. So
like it. Okay.
That's we got so many stats here. I forgot to list that off. Thank you, Connor. But yeah, that's also the easiest inside 20 feet, Connor. This is one of the easiest courses to putt inside 20 feet. And guess who won here at 200 to 1? Corey Connors. The guy can't putt to save his life, but if it's the easiest putting inside 20 feet, it makes sense. You know what I mean? So putting isn't too relied on at this golf course. It's more your ball striking and being able to pretty much get up and down if you're in these bunkers. So
it is. Yeah. It's a very kind of fair course, like you said. It could go really low, but it seems like the winds, it's going to be, if the wind's dead, it might be higher to like a winner, like when Spieth won at 18 under, but we've seen it a little lower, like 12. So yeah, it's very gettable, but fair, a great course. Yeah.
Hey, there's more elevation too than you'd think at this golf course. It's actually, what do I have here? I think it's like the 5th or 6th, one of the more elevated golf courses on the tour. So it's, if there is wind, the par 3s too, Connor, at this golf course, they're no joke. 213, 207. And I remember seeing this one on number 13, Connor. It's kind of downhill, 241 yard par 3. That's a bomber. Yeah. And then 183. So, some stats, par 3s do not score, like they're not the toughest on the golf course. The golfers do score actually fairly well on the par 3s. But if you want to look at some stats, par 3s, look at the 200 plus for sure. The par 4s though, Connor, that's what makes this golf course tough. 454, 481, 474, 464. They got some longer par 4s and they all play really tough. Elevated greens too. So it's tough to hit these greens, bunkers surrounding them. it's going to take you're going to have to pretty much I'm going to say you want good form really coming into this, because it's a tough golf course. It's a very tough golf course. So without further ado, let's get into some stats. Check out the chat here if anyone's in the chat. Shout out to everyone in the chat. No one in the chat quite yet. But yeah, there's the bracket right down there, guys. That's who we have going on. Nick Taylor, start off the 6-pack there, Connor. I guess I can go over
All
Nick
right.
Taylor.
I already got him. I got him.
You got Nick Taylor. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So 165th total driving. That's the only thing that kind of holds him back. The total driving could be a little bit better, but from the rough and from about 150 out and from the fairway, he is, what do I have here? 42% and 73%. Both of those are in about the top 20 in this field. Shout out to Dre. What's going on, my guy? I remember seeing Dre down at San Antonio. Shout out to Dre. But yeah, Nick Taylor, he just, if his total drive, even if he is in the rough here, he's really good from that distance, Connor. And then looking at his sand save, he is 86, which is better than most, as they say. But par 4 scoring, he's also 38, and he's had a T22 and a T52 at this event. But then another good thing that goes for our guy Nick Taylor here, guys, is going to be par 5 scoring. We talked about how tough that is, third toughest on the tour. He is 49th, which is actually quite good. A lot of these golfers are actually they struggle on these par 5. Surprisingly, actually, I was really surprised. So, yeah, Nick Taylor, he's had 2 missed cuts of his last 5, but he has gained 1.51 strokes. In a big course comparison, because these are on the Bermuda POA Trivials, like we've been seeing, guys, pretty much for the last 5 weeks. Waste management, Nick Taylor was 2nd, if I'm not correct there, and he's also been playing just solid golf. Our guy Nick Taylor. Let me bring up our guy Nick Taylor before I kind of blabber on about too much more here. Yeah, Nick here. His putting has been okay, but again, it's around the green is where he's gonna gain strokes. He's been gaining strokes on the field. 2nd at the waste management, like I said. 10th at the Valspar. That's another great course comparison, a longer course. So that's another good sign. I actually didn't even realize. So T7 at the Sony Open. He's had 3 T10s in the last 10 events. So this guy's playing good golf. 50-1. We got some bombs this week. Hey, what do you think about our guy Nick Taylor, Connor? Take it away.
He's a guy I like at this number. I think he's gonna win soon, especially as we just saw our guy Moore actually win. You know, we were just talking about. Baby. So yeah, hey, there's a few guys I already see on your pack there that I think are gonna win. And this thing is pretty wide open, like you were talking about. You know, like Hatton and Fowler are so low, it's tough to take them. Even a guy like Siwoo Kim over 20-1, but yeah. So yeah, they're I think a price is coming this week.
I think there's other ways to attack these lower numbers. We'll get into some matchup bets coming up too, guys. But yeah, it's a real bomber's chance. I think it's their chance to get into the Masters, and the motivation I think is really there for some golfers that are in form, and Nick Taylor is definitely one of them. Next on the card here, let's see what we got coming up next is our guy, the Todd father, Brandon Todd. 55th guys in par 5 scoring, so that's in the top brackets right there. 96 ball striking, about better than average. 36% of greens in regulation, could be a little bit better, but then he's 22nd, Connor, in shots gained from the sand, and 21st par 4 scoring, and he's coming off a T8 at this event, and he's gained 1.06 strokes in his last 5 events, missing 2 cuts. But Brandon Todd it was between Todd, guys, and Kirk. But if you look at Kirk, just because he's won, you're getting Kirk at 30-1. And I'm looking at Todd. I got Todd at what was it, 50 to what? What do I have? 50-1 down there? I believe it's 50-1. 50-1.
He's dropped, but yeah.
Yeah, it's dropped. But I really think Kirk's. I believe he's going to be in the Masters. If I'm not, so many damn notes go. So you might need.
Kirk is in. He won. He's in.
Yeah, Kirk's in. Yeah, he's in this in the Masters. So I'm going to just go for, in that sense, Todd here, guys. His numbers are not they're very similar to Kirk. But, yeah, what do you think of the Todd father here? A golfer that's – I just think his game, if he's really good out of the sand, he's going to be hitting fairways, and his putting is decent. It's just him closing the door. What do you think, Todd?
Yeah, that's it. He's very, plotter on course. Brandon Todd, just very good at a bunch of stuff. And you got the few guys on here, whether that's Putnam coming up, you know, and a few of these guys that could break through, but just solid golfers.
Exactly. Yeah. Week in and week out. These are kind of golfers I've had on my card kind of throughout the years. And if you have golfers on your card too, Connor, I find you want to kind of go back to them. You know, the worst feeling is missing out on a golfer you've had in the past. So a lot of these golfers we've had on the card in the past. And let's get to another one here. This guy had a really good WGC, Connor, match play. I believe he actually came out of the bracket, and that's going to be Andrew Putnam. His numbers are surprisingly, he finished T9 at the event, missed the cut at the Players, but this is a guy, if his game is on, and I'll go over some stats here shortly, Connor, but his putting is much better than some of these other golfers I have in my 7-pack. I know putting isn't as important, but if you have a hot putter, that's what's going to get you the win. 49th in par 5 scoring. He has 129th, Connor, in total driving, 28% from the rough, so that could be a little bit better. But then 73% from the fairway. Sorry, guys, I'm looking down here. Just so many numbers. Sand saves though, Connor, around the green. He's 10th on the tour, and that's in a lot of events. Par 4
That's
scoring,
good.
he's 28th. He's at this event too. He's had a T8, T36, T41. He has missed 3 cuts, but at a weaker event, we're getting a good number. I believe, what was it, 55-1. Take a shot, guys, on Andrew Putnam here. Just a golfer that's playing solid. What do you think of Andrew Putnam, especially last week, Connor?
Yeah, he has, and a little bit of mixed results here. You mentioned 4 or 5 years ago, he had the top 10. Now, I was high on him early in the year. Maybe this is the time. And you mentioned maybe on a course like this, because his flat stick's so good, birdies could be easy for him. I like the sand save stat there. I hadn't looked that up yet. I like that.
He is really good from the sand. The only worry would be maybe is if he's just not able to get out of the rough like some of the other golfers. I'm looking at his off the tee, Connor, and approach. It could be a little bit better, but
hey, if the rough's not tough here, that's good.
Exactly. If the rough's not too bad here, and he has had solid performances. Let's see here. It's Arnold Palmer at a T34. He did miss the cut at the Waste Management, but then at a T4 at the Sony. So we'll take a shot here, guys, with Andrew Putnam, 55-1 on this week's card at the Valero Open. Number 4 here, guys, is going to be Thomas Detry. Connor, only thing going against Detry, guys, would be the par 5 scoring, in my opinion. That's the 144th. He's 27th in total driving, Connor. He's 40%. He's got 40% stat from the rough, from about 150 out. That's going to be really key. That's something I wish Putnam had a little bit better. Detry's 40%, and then 71% from the rough. 24th, Connor, from sand saves, our guy Detry, and then 6th in par 4 scoring. So he hasn't played this event before. I don't mind that. He's had 1 missed cut. He's gained 0.63 strokes in his last 5 events. So Thomas Detry, Connor, I think he's got a solid shot. I've had him on the card before, and his putting is much better than some of these other golfers too. So Thomas Detry coming over from the Putnam T8 as well.
Yeah, I'm a huge Detry fan. I've had him on my card plenty of times in the last year. So I like the play.
Yeah, Thomas Detry, guys. It's
he hasn't played here, I guess. That's the only thing. But
say that again.
Just he hasn't played here, like you talked about. I mean, that's just about it. Other than that,
I believe
great golfer.
I believe Connor's coming off the Corn Ferry. I believe I could actually check that out, but I don't think he played 2019.
No, he didn't.
He came off. That should have been his first time there. Yeah, let's see here. Oh no, he did play it. Sorry, T26 the year before. So, with that being said,
okay.
Yeah, he did actually. So he was kind of bouncing back and forth from the Corn Ferry and the PGA in 2018. But yeah, Thomas Detry, guys, take a shot with him, 55-1. We got some bombs on this week's card. Will Gordon, this guy probably rated out the best on all the stats here for me, Connor. He's 11th total driving. This guy's Will Gordon, guys, he's a bomber, right? 38% from the rough, 72% from the fairway. Circled both of those numbers. Both of those numbers catch my eye. 50th, and on the tour in sand saves, and then 28th in par 4 scoring. Best result of this event has been 78th, but he hasn't missed a single cut in his last 5 events. This guy's playing good golf, Will Gordon, and I think he's due for a big output here. So at this number at 85-1, I think it should be probably in the 60s. So Will Gordon. Maybe not a household name, but a guy that not many people would expect either at the Masters. But man, he's a great golfer that came he started in the Asian Pacific Tour, just tearing it up there. Canadian Tour, PGA, Corn Ferry. He's played in all the tours. So yeah, I think his off the tee and his approach is going to be able to get him there, and the putting shouldn't be too important here.
I like it. He's been on a ton of my cards, lately.
It's his total,
Gordon.
His total driving, like he's just going to be able to just bomb it off the tee. That's what he's going to really be able to take advantage of here. Shout out to everyone in the chat here too. We'll get over some of those golfers.
Real quick.
Yep.
Even if he doesn't win, this guy's been consistently top 20 all year for me, and he's cashed a few times for me. These guys we've just consistently gone to this kind of year. Higo's been good. Gordon's been good. Griffin's been good. They're kind of coming into their own right now in the PGA Tour. I'm playing
exactly. Yeah, exactly. And one other stat here, guys: ball speed. If you know golf, your ball speed is very important. The quicker your ball speed is, the farther the ball is really going to travel. So Bramlett, we'll get over Bramlett here shortly, but Gordon's fourth highest ball speed in this event. So and with his numbers around the green being 22nd, I believe it was, and and his from the rough, he's 28th par 4 scoring, 50th sand saves. He shouldn't have a problem getting out of bunkers if he does find the bunker. Will Gordon, guys, 85 to 1. Let's see here. It looks like we got Will Gordon there twice, 2, 4, 6, 8. But yeah, we only have a 7-pack there. It's all good. Next up in the card here is going to be Ben Martin, guys. Ben Martin. I don't usually take Ben Martin, that's for sure. Actually, before I go into Ben Martin, I want to talk to Brandon the Great here. Books seem to think highly of Si Woo Kim this week. Yeah, I have him in a matchup bet, brother, against Connors. I don't think Connors is going to be able to putt nearly as well as Si Woo is. His putting is going to take him farther, and his ball strike has been just fine. So that's where I'm going to be looking at Si Woo. Don't think he's going to win this event, though. But our guy here,
real quick, he's just lower. The price isn't great, and people are liking him. He's a flat winner on the PGA Tour, and when it comes down to it, and he's played well at this course. He hasn't won, but he's got like a top 10, a top 20 in the last 4 years. So that's why everyone's
he's gonna make the cut. Like if you want to make the cut parlay something, I would put Si Woo Kim in there. One thing about Si Woo too, I think if he wins the Masters, Connor, I believe he gets the military exemption from Korea. So this is he's definitely him and Sung Jae. Him and Sung Jae, and what's that?
A little pressure there, huh?
A little pressure. So I don't know if he's going to win this week, but next week, maybe in a long shot, Sung Jae M, he almost won it 2-1 year, second place, and Si Woo Kim, they're definitely going to be there for the Masters. But I agree. Si Woo Kim does have good form. I'm going to fade him against Connors. Talking about Ben Martin, guys, 104th and 123rd. Those are the only numbers going against him. That's par 5 scoring 123rd and 104th corner total driving. But he is 73rd from the sand and then 28th par 4 scoring. He hasn't missed a single cut, too. This is the big thing. His numbers might not be the greatest in our the categories that we're looking at. They're about average, a little better than average, actually, in my opinion. It's just he hasn't missed a single cut, Connor, and he's gained 1.24 strokes on the field. A golfer that's just playing really well right now, Ben Martin, not a household name either. Do you want to talk about Ben Martin a little bit, Connor?
Yeah, he's an up and down guy, but a solid golfer and a guy I've cashed with already. It might have been a top 10 I had with him, like 10 to 1. I don't think it was a top 20. Just a few weeks ago? If you look it up.
T5 at the Honda Classic.
I had him at the Honda. Came huge for me. 10 to 1. And good numbers, and he's played okay here. Yeah, he's been on my radar. Like I had him there and a little bit. So don't know if he wins, but he's a guy maybe for another top 2010 this week.
I'll go over some of those as well. But yeah, T8 at the Putnam as well. So playing good golf.
Playing good golf,
Playing good golf. No doubt about it. Good to see you too, Gonzo. Absolutely, brother. Next on the card, it's going to close it out. Joseph Bramlett. I talked about Joseph Bramlett. This could be kind of like just a calling play, I like to say, on Joseph Bramlett. The first golfer, Connor, when I showed up to the Valero, it was Joseph Bramlett. He hit a ball right kind of off the hill and rolled literally right up to me. I was on 18th hole. I was like, holy shit, this is crazy. I could see the Titleist number 4 and came right up, hit a nice chip shot on. Slowly after that, I've been following Joseph Bramlett. And at this event, maybe it'd just be karma if you can win it, but 110-1. His numbers, too, are not nearly as bad as the books are telling me. 53%. This is the big number I love from Joseph Bramlett. He's a guy that bombs at third ball speed on this card this week. So that tells me he can grip it and rip it. 55th in par 5 scoring. He's also 53% from the rough, Connor. So if that's number is much better. 53% from the rough. Hitting the green from 150 out, 74%, even if he's in the fairway. He's 34th in sand saves on the tour, so he can get up and down from the sand as well. And then 65th in par 4 scoring. He's had a T34 at this event before. He's had 2 missed cuts his last 5 events, but he's gained 0.72 strokes on the field in his last 5 events. Bramlett, I'm happy I was able to, maybe that ball came out to me because I might have not followed Joseph Bramlett like I have. This guy, Connor, you never know. Take a shot with Joseph Bramlett this week. I think he at this number, 110-1, it's got to be on my card.
Well, it sounds like you got a little a little love affair here, a little thing for Bramlett. It's just like with the ball rolling up. I know. It's like
a kid or something, It's like you're, what I mean? So he's grown up, you know what I mean? Bramlett here, he hasn't won on the tour. He came from the Corn Ferry. Just looking at his numbers, he's been close. Hasn't won on the Corn Ferry, actually, even I'm seeing. He actually got to the PGA.
Wow, he hasn't even won there?
He got to the PGA just because of all the top all the top 10s, right, that he had. So he hasn't won before, right? So, my apologies. He won the Corn Ferry Tour Championship in 2021. Wow. So his first ever event he won was a big doozy. So, and you know what? If he wins this one, he gets to go to the Masters. So, you know what? Joseph Bramlett.
All right.
Oh, 110-1.
Get it.
Get it. Everyone in the chat here, if you guys got any golfers, throw them in the chat right now. I'm going to go over some top 10s and some first-run leaders I have.
Okay.
Connor, do you have any golfers? You want to go over, bro?
Yeah, I'll hit a few guys. You mentioned, I forget earlier, there's a few, not a ton of guys, from overseas or South Everins, but there's a few guys to look at. Van Ruin was good here, but Fratelli, who has been playing the best golf, who had a ton last year but the last couple of years he had a T8 and a T20 here. Look at him, top 20, it's plus 550, very good number, I thought. If you really want to even go deeper, top 10, 12-1. A guy like Streelman, this guy's been tough. He's older, but just played very good golf here. But he's got an 18, a 6, and an 8. This guy loves this place. Kind of like Chuck Hoffman you mentioned. I mean, this guy 5 years, 2 missed cuts, but he's a win and 2 twos. So that Connors and Spieth, for last year. So it's kind of like that guy. And his top 20 is it's plus 4. I have plus 425, but still it's usually 4-1. It's about 4-1 everywhere else. I think I gotta have a piece of that there. Another old guy, real quick, Lucas Glover. Just tons of success here. Not a winner, maybe, even though this guy's won on tour, you could take a shot. Maybe at his age, might not win, but top 20, I got to take at prices more than, 5-1 plus 550. Were a few there. Shank, he's at a D after the whole debacle. His price is almost 6-1, top 10. Don't know if I pulled the trigger, but he's a guy there. And last, I wanted to touch on it real quick before I throw it to you, and I will have a couple more when you go through yours, is what do you think about Kuchar? He's played where here. He's right underneath Hatton, Fowler, Kim, Matsuyama, Connors, Riley, Kirk. He's right around 30-1, 35-1. What do you think of Kuchar?
Kuchar's a tough cat for me. I'm just going to pull him up here in some numbers. I want to see his how he is from the rough, greens and regulation. From the fairway, he's fine. 68%, 36% over 150. I don't know if he's going to win, Kuchar. I would definitely say he makes the cut. It's hard for me to, some of these older golfers. He's had an 8th place at the Genesis, T9, T7. His number's just too low for me, Connor. If we could get Kuchar.
That's what I thought.
Like 60
over 50-1. Yeah, over.
Yeah, all the numbers align for him, and I get why the books put it that low. It makes sense. Next gap from him is 45-1. I'm seeing for Noren, so he's definitely in that top 10 tier of golf.
I agree. It's just too low for me as well. Yeah, T2 last year, but too low at 30-1. But a guy's had success here the last couple of years. T12
yeah,
and 2.
one guy I'm going to fade to is Davis Riley. I know he could be on some people's boxes
Too
there,
low.
but too low as well. And
I don't know.
26% Connor from the rough from 150 out, 66% from the fairway, and his sand save wasn't the greatest. If I'm not wrong here, I can pull that up here. Actually, right now here, what's Riley? Let's see what Riley is. 154. So yeah, that's not going to get it done. I'm going to fade Riley if I can find him in some matchup bets. I don't have any fades of Riley yet, but I would definitely not be on him this week, Connor. Some more golfers I want to go over. Some first round leaders. We're taking all the top 7 guys that I gave out there to first round leaders. Shop around for the best number. I got it all starting at least 60-1. So no shortage of bombs this week. Tyler Duncan, no Connor. Tyler Duncan. Who would have thunk, eh? Who would have thunk? Tyler Duncan's going to make my first round leader and even a top 20 this week at plus 350. First round leader, 80-1. He is, let me find him on my list here, 69th. Shout out to 69th from the par 5 scoring. 21st, Connor, total driving. Who would have thought little Tyler Duncan's 21st on the tour in total driving, 53% from the rough as well, 67% from the fairway. Only thing going against him where I don't think he's going to win, but first round leader, he can come out hot just from those numbers I read off there, guys. He is 132nd though, sand saves, 84% par 4 scoring. 84th par 4 scoring, and he's missed 1 cut in his last 5 events, but he's gained 1.28 strokes in the field. So I think he's going to be there. I don't think he's going to win, but Tyler Duncan could be in some matchup bets as well. Connor, what do you think of T-Dunk?
Yeah, I like it. He's been playing better golf as lately. I had him a few weeks ago, I believe, on the top 20. So yeah. I like it.
Yeah, one more here, guys, to close it out. I got Kramer Hickok too. Just a golfer that has been playing. Yeah, he's been playing a lot better. Also 69th par 5 scoring, 34th total driving, 77 sand saves. He hasn't missed a single cut, Connor, his last five events, gained 0.69 strokes. So double 6.9 for a guy, Hickok there, Kramer. But first round leader, that's what he does. Hickok, good Thursday warrior. Take him, guys, 110-1 on Kramer Hickok. So got a good feel for this card, brother. Some 72-hole matchups I'm going to give out too. Siwoo Kim over Connors, Detry over Spawn, Gordon over Ride, Nick Taylor over Schneck. That was a tough one, Connor. And then Todd over Noren this week. And some more T20s. I got Hayden Buckley plus 450. I got Baria there plus 400. Nikolai Hogard, I don't think he's going to win, but playing good golf, good international golfer, plus 290. Taylor Duncan plus 350. Hickok top 40 plus 190, and then Ryder plus 120 on the top 40. Connor, is that we got anything else for the chat or what's going on?
Yeah, just shout out, the deal. Hit the like button. Shout out to everyone smoking mirrors.
Hit the like
the
button,
great
guys.
Gonzo. It's great meeting you, the guy in San Antonio. But I mentioned for Telly, Troy Merritt. These guys over, they're like almost 200-1, but look, maybe top 10, 20, really top 20, 30. Math. A Schwab here, maybe a Nate Lashley. I mentioned Lucas Glover, Lee Hodges, just some deep ones here. Doug in, maybe some of these guys in this range that, played pretty good golf this year that I think could be sneaky and you can catch a good number, top 20.
Yeah, get the shovel out, guys. It's a good week to go digging in San Antonio. Shout out to Connor. Thanks again, brother, for coming on the show as always, man. It's a treat to do this with you every week. Everyone in the chat, hit us up on Twitter if you have any questions. Ego47, Connor Mac Picks. And we'll be back next week, Monday, 1 p.m. Eastern, same time, guys, as we usually do it. And hopefully we're going to get some special guests. They're going to talk to some guys we had last year, see if we can pull some triggers on some big names again there, Connor. So stay tuned for that, guys.
Beautiful.
Let's hopefully hit another banger. Some bombs on the card, guys. Hit us up if you have any questions. Be good, hit them straight, and we'll see you next week. Cheers.